Hello, everyone. Welcome to Barca News. It is April 9th, 2026. And I have an injury update in regards to Frenkie and also Pedri. Also, Barcelona have filed a complaint against the referee in yesterday's match with UEFA. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Bo. We'll begin this video with great news because guess who was back training with the group, or at least partially training with the group. It's no other than Frenkie de Jong, who of course got injured towards the end of February. The timeline was for him to be out for 5 weeks. So far, Frenkie de Jong has been training on his own apart from the group. But today, Frenkie completed part of his training with the group. Not the full training, part of the training with the group. And even though it's not the full training, it's still, of course, pretty good news because it signals that Frenkie de Jong is very close to returning to action, which, of course, we will need him because this is the final stretch of the season where we're going to depend on all of our players. Not to mention that Marc Bernal is currently injured, so we need Frenkie, we need Bernal, we need everybody to be healthy, ready to contribute to the team until the end of the season in order to try to, stay alive in all the remaining competitions. Now, the goal still is for Frenkie de Jong to be included in the squad for this weekend match against Espanyol. I feel like the time is a little bit tight. Tomorrow is Friday, and the Espanyol match is the day after tomorrow. But that's the club's goal. We'll see whether it's met or not. I, of course, would rather that we take our time because even though I do want Frenkie back as soon as possible, it's not worth risking his health just for him to come back one match earlier, right? It's better to wait and have him be healthy for the rest of the season rather than rush him for one extra match and then have him get injured for the rest of the season. Anyways, we'll see what happens with Frenkie. Of course, I will be here to keep you up to date. Not just on Frenkie, but on all our injuries. Now, speaking of injuries, we do have to talk about Pedri because some of you asked me during the post-match live analysis, hey Mo, why did Hansi Flick sub out Pedri? And well, now it's been revealed why the magician was subbed out alongside Lewandowski, and that's because he suffered some discomfort in his hamstring. And even though Pedri insisted on playing and helping the team, Hansi Flick decided that he did not want to take any risks, and he subbed out Pedri in order to protect him. Now, the good news is that Pedri did undergo medical exams today, and it's been revealed that the player has no injury. And this is absolutely delightful news because, as we know, Pedri is an incredibly important player, and the last thing we want is for him to get injured during this final stretch of the season. So Pedri not injured. Hansi Flick subbing him out of pure precaution, which I think it is the smart thing. It was the smart thing to do because who knows, had Pedri played, that discomfort could have easily become an injury. Now, speaking of yesterday's match, as we know, as we saw, there were some horrendous refereeing mistakes, and as such, Barcelona have officially filed a complaint with UEFA against the referee, whose name is Isban Kovacs or Kovacs. I think it's Kovacs. He's Romanian, and Barcelona have also released a statement in regards to the complaint that they filed with UEFA. And this is what the statement reads. FC Barcelona informed that the club legal services have submitted a complaint to UEFA today regarding the events in the UEFA Champions League quarterfinals first leg against Atletico Madrid. The club considers that the refereeing did not adhere to the current law, directly influencing how the game progressed and the result. The complaint centers around a specific action. In the 54th minute of the match, after play had been restored correctly, an opponent player picked up the ball in their area without being shown the corresponding penalty. FC Barcelona understand that this decision, along with a grave lack of intervention by VAR, represents a major error. Accordingly, the club has requested an investigation be opened access to refereeing communications, and where applicable, official acknowledgement of the errors and the adoption of the relevant measures. Along these same lines, FC Barcelona consider that this is not the first time in recent editions of the UEFA Champions League that unfathomable refereeing decisions have had a detrimental effect on the team, creating a clear double standard and preventing competing against other clubs on a level playing field. So Barcelona, ladies and gentlemen, filing a complaint against the referee, asking, or I should say, a complaint with UEFA asking to be an investigation into what happened yesterday, because we clearly saw a double standard by this ref. Again, this is not an excuse, as I said during the post-match live analysis. Barcelona lost because, well, we shot 18 times. We could have scored a single one. But nonetheless, you cannot ignore how terrible the referee it was. We had 17 fouls committed by Atletico Madrid, only 3 yellows. Barcelona committed 6 fouls, and they had 2 yellows and a red. And of course, Barcelona referring to that specific event where Atletico Madrid's goalkeeper passes the ball to Marc Pubil. Marc Pubil stops it with his hand and then restarts the play. That's a clear penalty. Not to mention, that would have been Marc Pubil's second yellow card, which means he would have been expelled and Atletico Madrid would have been reduced to 10 men, not to mention all the yellow cards, 3 yellow cards that Koke should have received. That would have reduced him to 9 men. Again, Barcelona did not lose because of the ref. But had the ref done his job, we would have seen Atletico Madrid being down to 9 men and with Barcelona getting a penalty. You're telling me that wouldn't have influenced the outcome? Of course it would have. Now, it's reported that UEFA are now considering suspending the referee from yesterday's match. Again, his name is Ispan Kovacs, from all European competitions until the end of the season, given his horrendous performance during yesterday's match. Now, of course, in this picture, Kovacs is shown being given a red card to Pau Cubarsí after he took down Giuliano Simeone. And here's an interesting statement by the legend Thierry Henry, because he disagrees with Esteban Kovacs. And this is what Henry had to say. No. For me, that's not a red card. I'm sorry. I understand the rule. Last man denying a goal-scoring opportunity. But you have to look at the situation. The ball isn't completely under control. The angle isn't perfect, and there's still some distance to the goal. Are we sure he's going to score? I'm not convinced. For me, it's a yellow card, not a red, because as soon as you send him off, you change the whole game. And in the Champions League, you have to be 100% sure. I think the referee was too quick on that one. So Thierry Henry not thinking, I should say, that was not a red card, because it's not clear that Giuliano would have controlled the ball and had an opportunity to score a goal. And of course, my question to you is, do you think the referee was correct? Or do you agree with Thierry Henry? Let me know down below in the comment section. Now, by the way, speaking of red cards, I came across a disturbing stat, because right now, Barcelona have accumulated 12 red cards since the 2016-2017 season, which makes them the team with the highest red card accumulation during that period. 12 red cards in the last 10 seasons. Second place is Bayern Munich with 8, and then Real Madrid with 6. 12 red cards in 10 seasons. Incredibly high number. Now, let's end today's video on a positive note, because after yesterday's defeat, Lamine Yamal posted the following on his Instagram page, saying, "This isn't over, culés. We'll give it our all in the second leg, all together, always." So very, very amazing message by Lamine Yamal, promising to give it his all, that the team will give it his all in the second leg. As I said during a post-match live analysis, I believe that we have what it takes to mount a comeback. It's going to be an extremely difficult thing because, of course, Atletico Madrid are going to look to park the bus. They're playing at their stadium, which is a very difficult stadium to win in. And as the time will start running now, Barcelona is only going to get more and more desperate, which means our lines are going to get higher and higher. That's going to leave a lot of space in the back. But despite the level of difficulty, I believe that it is possible. Of course, my question to you is, what do you think? Do you think we can complete a comeback? Yes, no, maybe? Let me know down below. Anyways, that is all the news for this video. I did upload another video a few moments ago. If you haven't seen it yet, make sure to check it out. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, and as always, be scarce.